Third time's the charm. Maybe. Oh no. Did I get it? Did I actually succeed? I see you, Elias. Oh dang, we're in. Is it actually live for you? I see you now. Oh, awesome. Okay. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. I refreshed it. I stopped and started the stream 3 times before it finally went live. Whoa, and it just popped up an old stream for me. Okay, I believe you. If you say you see it, then we're in. I don't know what that's so weird. I don't know what happened. Persistency pays off. Yeah, I upgraded to a new LastPass, a password keeper, and started using that to like repopulate all my passwords, and it's been like a pain to integrate everything into it. And it's like suddenly I wondered if that had messed up my OBS connection to YouTube, and I was gonna have to, I don't know, figure out how to like put out a new key to connect the two or something. But I just refreshed it a few times and it worked. Yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for sticking with me. You guys missed a start of a great rant. I was popping off on YouTube for their how they run their ads. Like I had trusted YouTube and just like let them loose to run ads as they saw fit in my videos until this most recent one that I put out, my bag review video, where I got reports that people were seeing 14 ads played over a 45-minute video, which is just insane. I mean, I don't know how common that is. I personally run ad blockers on my PC at home, so I don't see ads on YouTube videos. But I don't know, it made me look back at some of my others, and I think the videos that I mark for paid promotion, like this stream, for example, because Josh, the owner of AGL, sent me out a sweet box of AGL discs, so I have that marked as a paid promotion since I'm receiving a free product that I'm showing off during this video. And when I mark that, it looks like YouTube plays maybe 1 or 2 ads over the course of an entire video. But if, like the in the bag video, I didn't have that marked as a paid promotion, and then they played 14, like that's insane to me. It made me dig in though and realize that I could see how many ads, like the mid-roll ads in particular, they're putting on each of my videos, and I can override those. I can turn them off and only allow a certain number of ads per video. Like 14 is insane. I would never expect anyone to watch 14 ads over 45 minutes, or even just have to like click that skip button. So I don't know. I realize I can't trust YouTube on it. I'm gonna have to micromanage it myself. So do you get money off ads though? Because if so, 14 for a 45-minute video doesn't seem horrible. And if it helps support you, I know I don't mind. I do get money off the ads. The last ad payment I got for a month was like $154. I think the month before that, which was the first month I turned it on, I got $110 or $120, something like that. I've got to pay taxes on that, so I'm only going to keep 40 or 60% of that or something like that. But I mean, yes, that little bit of money definitely helps. Like I can buy more bags with it, I can buy more discs with it. But hey, you're in the scroll bar, #winning. Yeah, Sep is an official member of the Ace Hunters team. Those are the guys that are actually paying to get ads removed from my YouTube videos. I mean, the little bit of ad revenue that I get is great, but I don't like I can't ask anyone to sit through that many ads. Like I would rather that in the bag video I went back and I think I set it to play 3 ads over 45 minutes. That seems reasonable to me. If that cuts my revenue by like a huge percentage, that's fine. I would rather attract more viewers, and you know, hopefully attract some people to come, you know, join the Ace Hunters team, my Patreon, and drop $1 or $5 there, and that's worth way more than ad revenue. Chad, I think it does pay me more if you don't skip ads. I don't know exactly how all that works, but yes, I do believe I make more money if you don't skip ads. But that's just ridiculous. Like I don't like watching commercials. I'll watch a short, you know, thing if it helps somebody that I want to support, but I'd rather, you know, like on Twitch, I just subscribe. If it's somebody that I want to support, I give them $5 a month or whatever. I don't want to watch ads. Sep saying he got into the Ponderosa in November. Excuse me. Fizzy water's making me burp. Couple DMs with AGL, and they were nice. They threw in a magnolia in my following order with a... How do I say the word boabab? Is that correct? Boabab? Am I pronouncing that right? I should have looked that up. I'd be totally down to do a Patreon. Is there a link somewhere? And how does the Streamlab thing work? I'm not sure what you're at. Are you talking... I said Streamlabs OBS earlier. That's the program that I'm using to stream. As far as Patreon, it's patreon.com/dothsavic. Boabab. I don't say the A. Boabab. The OTB disc guys named it. Boabab. I like pronouncing the letters that I see. I would rather say boa. Like a boa restrictor, boabab. I mean, if it's not right, it's not right, but... Briggs, I see a link in the description that says support them Steam. Oh, just support the stream. Is that a one-time deal? I don't know what that is. It's Boabab per Google? Okay. Boabab seems like a more comfortable stego. Boabab. I'm just gonna... Whatever. I'm gonna say it how I say it. Briggs, I don't know. I did just turn on Super Chat, I think. So there's probably something you can do to like pay a, you know, a small amount and like to directly support me through the stream. But I can give you a link to the actual Ace Hunter. Oh, this is weird. Am I gonna get banned from my own chat for posting the link? No, I think we're good. There's a link to my Patreon there. I do post a bunch of stuff on Patreon. I've got a few different things in the work, like the logo that you see up in the corner there. My buddy Zach does some really cool work. Like he's burned it into that wood piece you can see in the background. Been working on some different merchandise to get out for the Ace Hunters. So hopefully I'll have some cool stuff for you guys. Besides just supporting me, you can get a little cool something in return. Put that in the description of all your vids. Yeah, I've been putting it in the new ones at least. But I probably should go back through all the old ones, Alex, and put that in there as well. I don't want to talk about it all the time. You know, I would like it to be accessible to people that want to support me, but I'm also okay without support, so I'll just do what I can do. Federer, smooth. Hey now, how's it going? Okay, right on top we've got in plastic here. We got a flying pig, the X out stamp. Oh, there is no tooling on the bottom of this at all. It says 172 on the rim. You can see it's got that kind of chalky fingerprint look on the bottom of it. That's a fairway profile. Looks like a Sycamore, you say, Millie? Let's see. I don't know if these pictures that I got. Okay, yeah, and the pictures that showed up in the email don't show a blue disc, so they must. Or actually, there is a first run Sycamore X out that doesn't have a picture on it, so that might be. This might be a first run X out Sycamore. It's a really tacky feel. That parting line height is at a really interesting spot. It is my fingernail is on it right there. It's not like on the dead center of the rim. I don't know how close this will focus. Not that close. Oh, there you can see it just barely. It's a little bit offset. It's slightly into the wing. It feels more like a stalker than a leopard, for sure. Similar, yeah. I like a stalker. I've got a stalker right here. I'll tip them up and make the focus pull. There's a stalker next to it. Focus is trying to look for my face, so it's going to keep pulling back. I can throw them up on the other camera also. One of the neat things that AGL does, and I didn't know about this, but they include a, well, that's hard to see. There's another little bag inside here. It's got a seed in it. They send you a seed for a tree of whatever disc that is. So if that really is a Sycamore, then that disc, then this is a Sycamore seed here. How do I keep these separated so I know what seed's what? An overstable OS stalker. So this next one down is a Sycamore, also bagged, which is pretty sweet. And that seed in it looks exactly the same. So yeah, both of these are Sycamore seeds. Oh, the reflection is just killing it on those little bags, but those seeds look the same, so the discs must be the same. So these are both Sycamores for sure. They got the same profile. So this one is in the Neo Alpine plastic, which is a premium. That's like a champion feeling plastic. The flashing is sharp. There is like a good chunk of flashing on there, but the fact that it's slightly offset, it's down right where my fingernail is, it's a little bit lower than the actual rim, means I don't feel it quite as much. I don't feel the flashing actually at all. I do feel this second piece of flashing, the other parting line height up here. That is noticeable. Not on the first run. The first run, the flashing here is pretty much non-existent, This flashing piece does still stand up though. Josh sent me a note about the first run. Where did I put that? The biggest difference will be from the first run Sycamore to the newer runs. We made some changes to the plastic formula and definitely changed the feel/flight of the disc. First run has a little more of Gateway's durable HD plastic, which made it have an almost tackier feel and flatter top, also not translucent. Whereas the second run or production run, we went with our typical Alpine plastic. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I felt on this. This is way more waxy and tacky. It is like a Discmania Pro line or Innova Pro line plastic is more what this feels like. It's got a lot of grip to it. 7501 are the numbers on this. So is that not, that's maybe close to an FD in flight then. Hey Caleb, how's it going? The pre-OnlyFans stream is all you missed? That's got a substantial nipple on the bottom. Only in the Alpine. Oh, neon Alpine. I said Neo earlier. That's just color. Alpine is the plastic that this is called. Yeah, it's got a pretty big nipple where that plastic was cut. Anyway, so that's... Huh. Yeah, that'll be really interesting to see how that flies. It feels great. Both of them feel great. I do like this plastic better, this old waxy feeling tacky plastic. Sounds like a Banshee. Hey Zach, how's it going? Caleb, you changed your name to be more PC? Well, I forget what it was earlier. Somebody's name I skipped this first word and only went for the second two. I forget. I appreciate it though, regardless. Okay, the next one we've got. Good, it's your birthday? Oh man, happy birthday, Zach. Everybody tell Zach happy birthday. He deserves like some confetti and whatnot. Yeah. Yay. What's your birthday celebration gonna be, Zach? Zach's the guy that's been doing the wood burning for me on like this big piece I have in the background. And this guy here, this is Zach's handiwork. Doing the burning in these wood pieces. A fatty blunt. That's to be expected. Okay, so the next one I'm pulling out here. Sycamore is straighter than an FD. FD should flip up a lot easier. Gateway Saber is the predecessor to the Sycamore and is more flippy. Hey, Brandon's in the chat too. Okay, so Bradley, what you're saying then makes me think that the Sycamore really will be closer to Stalker than an FD, closer to a T-Bird. Oh, that makes sense. That's the same numbers as a T-Bird, isn't it? 7502, something like that. So this is a Baobab, right? With the lip on it. It's like a really beat-in T-Bird. Well, that sounds great. This one does have tooling on the this has gateway tooling on the bottom. You can see the reflection up here, and then there's also a little bit of tooling on the bottom. There's the beef. So if I just knew my tree seeds better, I would know what these are just based on the seeds that they came with. I can't focus that close. Maybe. No. I cannot get the... Wait, I figured it out. I solved it. There's my tree seed. Charlotte just said you look like Freddie Mercury. That's awesome. I'm wearing my... This is my disco shirt. Have you guys ever been in a thrift store and saw a shirt and been like, yeah, there's a chance I'm gonna be at a disco someday, and that's the shirt I would wear, so I'm totally gonna drop like $2.50 on that shirt, and then you don't go to a disco and it sits in your closet for like 10 years, and then one day you're streaming and you're like, I probably should just wear that shirt now. That's what happened to me. I'm getting my $2.50 worth out of it. Okay, Boabab number 2. So we got 2 Boababs in here. So this one with the black flecks in it is the is alpine hemp. So this is alpine, which is like a champion sort of, or a Z plastic. And then, so Josh sent me a breakdown on the plastic. So Alpine is their premium. It's 80% of Gateway's diamond plastic, and then 10% HD, whatever that plastic is, and then 10% AGL polymers. And then this one is Alpine hemp. So it's the same, but they add 15% of hemp to it, and that's got to be what all the flecks are in there. It feels really nice. Like it is stiff. It's the top is taut, but like I can still push my thumb into it. I'm really psyched to throw this thing forehand in particular, but it'll be interesting to see. I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to do a bit of business in the other room. Hyper diamond stiffer is a stiffer diamond. Oh, HD is hyper diamond. Okay. Brandon coming in with the super chat, putting down some funds for the dirt those seeds will need. Grow the fairway bunkers. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the $5, Brandon. So here we got Boabab number 2. This one is in their woodland plastic with our tree seed in there. That smells good. That seed smells good. So this is way more tacky. This feels closer to what this first run Sycamore came out. It's not. This doesn't have the same chalky fingerprint thing going on, but this is a much softer, tacky plastic. So that's a 4013. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how that's gonna fly? This one has tooling on the bottom as well from Gateway. 174 grams. That feels really nice. It's gonna be a trick disc. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait to get out and chuck some of these. Like a pig, way more stable than a pig. Based on its numbers, I would guess it's way more stable than a pig. My real curiosity is, like, when you get a disc that's that like slow 4-speed, so basically dedicated approach disc, or I mean, I don't know how far you're gonna throw it, 200 feet, under 200 feet, whatever. It's what kind of ground play does it have? Like, that's what really separates the pig from a zone, for example, is how they stick to the ground. What angles does it, if it's so overstable that it comes in on a spike angle and has a huge skip or wobble, or does it stick? Like, this plastic on this one makes me think it's really gonna stick, but that's gonna be super interesting to figure out. It's great for forehand rollers too. Yeah, Step, I just threw a forehand roller with a buzz last time I played. Full scramble mode. Okay, every one of these is in a bag. That is some high quality shipping. Next up, we've got a Ponderosa. -10. This one is in the woodland. I don't know if I said what the woodland was before. So that's what... Okay, so both this yellow Baobab and this Ponderosa are in the woodland plastic. That's what is like their AGL base plastic. It's 80% of Gateway Sure Grip and then 20% of AGL like custom polymers. Thomas says, no glide, zero lift, the opposite of what a disc should do. I love it. I love mine. The opposite of what a disc should do, but you love it. Ponderosa is really rad. My only negative is the wind just takes it. 24-10. Yeah, I would expect the wind to take it. So this has the classic Gateway tooling on the bottom that a Wizard does. It's the tooling on an inner circle there raised, and that's one of the things that made it really hard for me to like Wizards for actually putting, is because my grip put my fingers on that and it just bugged me to feel it. But this actually must be different than tighter than a Wizard, because as I was just holding it and spinning my hand around, I didn't actually feel like my fingers are coming up just short of that tooling. Like that's actually huge for me. That is the #1 reason that I quickly moved on from Wizards, is because I don't like feeling I think I do have a wizard here somewhere. Let's see if I can find that wizard. I'm curious if that's a different tooling pattern on the bottom of that than what's on the wizard. Yeah, here's a wizard. Well, that looks exactly the same size ring on the bottom. Maybe newer molds, smaller tooling. Yeah, I don't know. We're about to find out. This comes in at, that's about 3 1/4. It's got to be the same, right? Yeah, it's really, I mean, that's 3 1/8. It's probably how I'm bending the tape measure, though. That's weird. I mean, regardless, when I rotated this, I didn't feel it. Maybe the shoulder is bigger, making it so you don't... Oh, Sep, you might be right. Yeah, that might just be the overall profile of the disc is holding my hand out further, so my fingertips aren't in there. Ooh, that's a work call. It's 7 o'clock, or 6:45. Sorry, I'll have to call him back. Either way, psyched to give that a shot. I love putters, throwing them. I love understable putters for throwing, so I'll definitely be giving that guy a workout. I start to see some stuff poking up on the sides here. Let's see what we got. Ooh, an AGL cedar stamp. Or is that I think it's a magnet. It's totally a magnet. Nice. We've got something else poking up here in this corner. Oh, it's a little mini. A mini, a can topper. Pretty sure. Yeah. AGL acorn can topper. Nice. It's like that'll will go right into my stack here. Todd, what's your favorite understable putter to throw? The Habit. Plastic Addict's Habit, Todd. That's my favorite understable throwing putter. Zach, my understable putting putter is a Fierce. Discraft Fierce. Millie, that's what you use as mini marker, the acorn? Nice. Yes, first. Yeah, I don't know. I took it as two different questions, so yeah, you can blame Sep for getting me on the habit train. The Habit's unique. It's a large diameter. Oh no, I'm about to drop. I'm gonna just drop battery on my camera. Hold on. Give me a second. Sorry, we back? You can see me? I forgot to plug my camera in, so it was running on battery. All right. That work call was about a COVID scare. Okay. That's unfortunate to have to deal with. Back to business? Okay, we're good. Back, Big Red, you can see. Camera back up. Okay, next in here, we've got cedar, 11503. 90% sure the bottom half of the Ponderosa is the magic bottom. Not sure about the top half of the mold. Okay. Yeah, it would make sense if these AGL discs are partly, you know, using existing mold pieces from Gateway. People seem to like the cedar and slack. This is probably the Alpine plastic again. Yes, it is. 172, no tooling. No tooling on the bottom, clean. Just the weight marking on one rim point. Especially cedar. Yeah. Magic is a great understable putter to throw, so Ponderosa must be great. Yeah, it feels good, and the numbers are great for the Ponderosa. This is pretty flat. I think we've got... Oh no, I thought maybe there was a second cedar. There's just this one cedar in here. Yeah, I'm really curious to give that one a rip. That feels really good in my hand. It feels like a 12 speed, but 11503. That's going to be a bit beefy for the elevation I'm at, but also being 12 speed, maybe I can get it above its speed rating and get some movement out of it. 11 speed is a weird speed of disc, but people are starting to come around to those in recent years. Yeah, I think the Wraith has got like a recent bump in popularity. Yeah, exactly. Wraiths have been popular for a while. I threw Wraiths for a bit, right until Destroyers came out, and then pretty much immediately switched to Destroyers. This feels really nice. At first I thought almost the rim depth was shallow, but Trespass is 12 speed. I'm pretty sure. Technotron, yeah, I'm Salt Lake City, Utah. Zach says he loves his photons and waves. Yep. I've been throwing the photons for a while, but the waves I have been playing with. Boatman too. Yeah, Trespass is 12. Yeah, I think I've always thought Trespass is a kind of very understable destroyer. The next one we've got in here is a Locust. This is also going to be in, oh no, I dropped the seed. Alpine, I'm pretty sure. 9.4, -1.3. You're not far, sitting at 7,000 feet, so I'm going to guess Colorado. The flashing is a little bit more pronounced on this than it was on that cedar that I was just holding. Actually, that might be partly why I thought that cedar felt so nice, is I'm feeling no flashing at all. Yeah, this is super clean. Both of the parting line heights on that cedar are just perfectly clean. It feels really good. Got just a little bit of flashing on this Locust. Definitely no deal breaker. It would wear off. It's not huge. This does have the Locust does have tooling on the bottom. You can see gateway up here, and then a little bit down on the very bottom. And that'll be interesting to compare the Locust to the Sycamore. I got a couple speed rating difference between the two. Utah still, but in the Rocky Mountains. Just love thrashers and hurricanes too much. Yeah, thrashers are great. I tried them just a little bit before kind of going with the Hades instead. Dang, they gave you the full lineup. I know. I got hooked up. So here's another Locust. Oh man, how it's gonna take me. Like I'm just gonna do an AGL bag tomorrow, I guess. This color is especially hard for the light. It just wants to blow it out. It's kind of this. It's a greenish color. Same tooling on the bottom. It's not gonna pull in the light, but it's high and low. This has a little bit less flashing than the last Locust. Alex says, I've been using more Nukes and Nukes SS. Like it more than the Hades / Zeus. They're definitely faster. The Nuke and Nuke SS are a heck of a lot faster. Also likely to get more skip at the end of flight with a Nuke and Nuke SS, I would say. That's maybe the downside. But if you're, open field going max D, yeah, I totally see going Nukes. I think you grab some of my Hades. Magnolia or Riot. Yeah, these Locusts feel awesome. Both in Alpine. And we got a little bit more stuff poking out from the inside of the box here. Let's see what we got down here. A little AGL sticker. Nice. That one will probably go on the cooler. I'll add it to the sticker stack. I wonder if you can get some turn out of them since they're speed 11. Yeah, we'll find out, Alex. Joshua. Oh, awesome. I caught it live. Huge fan. I bought the Ridge V3 after your review based on your breakdown of it. Oh, awesome, Joshua. Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you caught us live today, too. Yeah, I'm psyched you saw the review and went after that. I think it's just an awesome bag. Oh, it looks like my mic just clipped. Let me turn that down a little bit. I think 9-speed is my favorite throw. Curious how the Locust flies. Chad, yeah, I think I would throw 9-speed a whole lot more if I was at sea level. And 7-speed for that matter. The Technotron. I've been playing disc golf for some time and still have never touched a destroyer and don't know if I ever should. Yeah, I mean, good for you. Like, honestly, people get sucked into throwing higher speed discs than they should really quick, and that can stunt their growth and like hinder their ability to get better technique. So that's great. Throw slower speeds. Early reviews of the Locust and Slack, people really dig them. Kind of like Eagles with turn then fade. Isn't that what Eagles are supposed to do anyways, is turn then fade? Destroyers are great and awful. The problem is you never get the same one. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things to do is track down. You find a destroyer you really like, and then can never get another one. All right, and the last disc in the box is a Madrone. 3301 with our seed there. This plastic feels completely different. What plastic is this? I didn't know I was getting a madrone, I don't think. Was that even on the list here? No, this is a bonus. It wasn't even on the list. It looks different. You can see, maybe. Let's see if you can see. Oh yeah, the striations, a little bit of bubbles, the streaks on the edge. I'm anti-Innova because of their inconsistencies. That's a fine sep. You do you. Oh, yep. Looks like a pop-top berg. I'm not throwing a berg. Madrone is like a straight to stable putter. It has like a little mini, there's a little mini thumb track on it. You can see just coming up in the reflection just a little bit here. But then it has a dome right afterwards. A small bead, a big bead, center tooling. A little bit of squeaky plastic. Almost chalky on the bottom. Fingerprint. Huh, that's it. This is, I'm gonna rip this one. I'll give this a bunch of juice. I bet this flies far with that little subtle dome that it has on there. Sweet. I'm psyched. Thanks, AGL. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. That's a wick. Yeah, I literally probably could just play an entire round with these. That may be what I have to do to like start giving them a good test. Oh, there's a pencil in there. He knows me. I'm all about the pencils. Madrone is RDG Serpent / Scale Top and Voodoo Bottom. Do you have any experience with Castoplast? I have a few Castoplast discs, Balin, but I've not thrown them a whole lot. One of my buddies, Brandon, has a Svea that he's handed me and I've thrown recently, and that's maybe the Castoplast disc that I've been the most excited about. That thing was just a riot to throw. The Boabab looks interestingly odd. I agree, Alex. When I saw the numbers on it and how the top of it looked, I really wanted to try one. So I'm psyched. Totally psyched to give it a shot. You guys want to see some more lefty versus righty video? I went out and shot some more. You got anything else on your mind? What do you want to talk about? Yeah, it looks like something that's a utility disc. Yeah, I think so. I think Boabab straight utility disc. Let's see some lefty rips. Okay, I'm down. I got it queued up here, I think. Yeah, that would be cool. Lefty pulls. All right. Let me pull this over here. What discs do you prefer, lefty but not righty? There's two that I've been throwing more lefty than righty. The DGA trimmer and the MVP wave. Pretty much everything the other way. I prefer a whole lot more righty. If you ran out of the door and can just grab one disc, what would it be and why? One disc to play one round with? I mean, it would be a putter or a mid. If I was to think putter, I'd probably grab a Swirly Z Roach. If it was going to be a mid, probably a Meteor or a Comet. I guess that didn't answer the why, but the Roach, I just feel like I can do about anything with it. It's just pretty neutral. It wouldn't be great to putt with in the Swirly Z plastic, but I can make it fly really far. Really, all three of those discs that I just mentioned, I feel like I can backhand or forehand and just make some stuff happen. I definitely would be picking a little bit more of a neutral disc. Okay, here we go. So this is all the stuff that we went over last time. Lefty versus righty. I didn't do slow-mo for the new stuff. And I was doing it alone, so I didn't have a speed gun, so we don't have speeds on these. Is that a water park behind you, Sep? Yeah, it is. It's an abandoned water park. I've seen people out there doing like drone racing through there. Crazy that the arm speed is that similar. Yeah, Alex, for those I was actually doing about full speed left hand, and then like what my maximum distance was left hand, I was trying to repeat that distance right hand. So I wasn't going full blast right hand, and that's why the speed ended up being so close. DGP hat. Yeah, you know what's up. Is this the new Canon RP footage? It is. Yep, this is with the Canon. So what I did, oh no, how can I do, yeah, let me move that a little bit. Hopefully I don't kill my second battery. We're gonna be done if I do. If I saw you dressed like that in a park, I'd think 100% undercover cop. Yeah, sure, I could see that. What I did this time that I didn't do last time was I threw full blast both ways. So this is everything I've got lefty and everything I've got righty. And we don't have slow motion of it, but I can make slow motion happen. Playback speed 0.25. Depends on how high I am, yeah. Whether you think it's a cop or not. So there's quarter speed. We'll go through this frame by frame. Yeah, actually, let's just watch it. Let's watch it all first. So I think I did 2 shots from straight behind. Interesting, your wrist is really open on your left hand. Josh, that's not something that I thought about when I was throwing these, but that is something that I noticed in the previous footage, is how open that wrist is. That's definitely hurting the amount of spin that I can get. So these were buzz throws. I did 2 buzzes each way from behind. think it's causing some nose up too. And then this is full power, still full power standstill, but from the side view. I think I just did that once, and then I've got a, I actually tried to X step, which is just really messing me up lefty. I just don't quite have the coordination to give it a full send on an X step. And that's it. Those are the new ones I added. So let's start at the side view, I think. That has to be hard to keep the thumb down, wrist forward pressure with your non-dominant hand. The bodywork is still a little weak, but I just bet that's because of not being used to it. Looks like the weight shift isn't the same. Still better than I would do. You see Eagle's vlog playing left-handed last off-season. He threw further than me left-handed by him. No, I've not seen, I didn't see Eagle play lefty. That would be interesting though, for sure. Yeah, I have a lot of issues left hand. I'm surprised how good my left hand is going with how little amount of effort I've put into it. Hey, littlest things. I'm doing good. How are you? You just finished going through all these discs, looking at some more lefty versus righty footage. He was throwing putters lefty flick 300 feet. Oh man, lefty forehand I can't throw at all. 300 feet is my goal for lefty. That's what I would like to do. Going frame by frame might be a little bit too slow here. Oh, that was 5 seconds. That's way too much. Late to the party. Hey, old guy, how's it going? That's all right. Yeah, we just finished talking about discs, but we're just moving on to look at a little more lefty versus righty footage, given the full send. I think that one of the biggest differences is how far rearward I twist on my reach back. Yeah, Eagle's form is just crazy. Whoops. It's the speed I want. Yeah, you can see on the right side, my right hand, how much further back my shoulder goes. Need to watch in-bag video, saw a notification, looking forward to that. Anyways, got a bail, cheers. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, old guy. Appreciate it. Yeah, Eagle's a freak of nature. So another thing that stands out to me pretty big right there is my forward leg, the position of my knee. On my righty throw, my knee is still dropped. It's actually pointing backwards. Like hip positions seem similar. Any discs you were interested in? I know you just got that fact stack and have testers. Yeah, nothing is really on my radar right now. I mean, I keep seeing Halo Wraiths come up, and you know, those look kind of interesting to me, but I have way more, too much to deal with right now to think about buying more. That'd be irresponsible. I've got a lot to move through. Or cool backups. I just got a couple buzzes from Drew in the podcast Slack. A couple more tour series buzzes. I'm psyched to have I have plenty of buzz backups, but to have a couple more tour series buzz backups is nice. Yeah, that's the weight shift I was talking about. You already have your weight planted to your left leg, lefty, less weight shift. Yeah. And just timing comes into play so much there. I'm rocked up a little higher on that toe on righty as well. These are synced for release. Yeah, I think something about trying to put maximum effort into the lefty throw made my technique worse. Like my technique lefty was better, I think, in the last videos I recorded, and I was really just trying to smooth them instead of going max distance. Like you hear people talk about, there's been a couple posts recently about power pocket and making a box, right? A squared box, fist to shoulder, elbow to shoulder, and being all squared up. And if you look at the position I'm in both of these, I'm my box is offset, my front shoulder is leading, and that's like trying too hard. That's trying to muscle it too much. Both of those I would be improved by keeping my torso more upright and getting that elbow out a little bit quicker. Absolutely, but I honestly think it'll just take more reps. Yeah. And I don't need my technique to be that great. If my goal is to break 300 lefty, I don't need amazing technique to make that happen. I do need reps so I don't hurt myself. This day that I was out, it was quite cold. I mean, you can see I've got the base layer shirt on. My hands were cold. After just a few throws lefty, I was hurting. Like my wrist actually hurt. It felt like I was flinging blood to the bottom of my hand, like through my arm into my wrist and my hand. I quit pretty early this day. I did not throw a whole lot. So interesting that the right arm stays tucked to the body on left throw, yet the left arm is away from your body on the right hand throw. Yeah, Brandon, on one of these I actually realized that like it was so cold I was putting my hands in my pockets, and when I was throwing lefty I was comfortable putting my right hand in my pocket and leaving the arm there to start, and I cannot do that right-handed. I cannot hold my arm that tight. I have to use it to help swing a little bit. Yes, the tucked arm, Alex, does, in theory, it allows your upper torso to spin faster because the arm is tucked tight. I wondered if, like what I was talking about hurting my left hand, if it was from lack of follow through, but that's like massive. That's massive follow through. I'm coming all the way around on those. Let's look at the X step one. So it's a pretty rookie mistake, Lefty. Look how early I hit maximum reach back. It's so early on, but you know, that's just lack of coordination. One thing that I find interesting on my Lefty form on the X step is the height that I keep that disc at. Compared to righty, I'm dropping it really low, I'm hitting a weird angle, and then the disc comes up as I start pulling it in. Even though my reach back was so early, Lefty, I am holding the disc up there at a good point, and it's about right there finally on my righty throw that the disc has popped up. I think that my plant is pretty good on both of those. It's a little bit straight line. It's not as offset to the inside as my plant foot could be, but I like that I'm reaching with my toe for the ground. I think that's good. It's definitely better on my righty throw. The toe is pointing more backwards, the knee is pointing in, and that's setting my hips up to be a little bit more rearward facing. So that's touching. Your shoulder is moving before your hips, Lefty too. Throwing more arm. Got to have the arm follow the hips. Yeah, Alex, again, I think that's from really trying too hard. I was trying to put, 100% like physical effort into these to see kind of how my form would break down. I was doing much better in the last breakdown, especially Lefty. I was getting the hips in it earlier. On my righty form right here, my left arm is tight. Like that is a good point for the arm to be tight. It does break away from my body earlier, Lefty. Your lefty is still better than my dominant righty. I don't know about that, S-Bear. It might look good, but it doesn't go very far. And there's a separation right there in my front foot. And I don't know a whole lot what to say about this. Like in my righty form, my front knee is locked out, which I think is superior to if you lock that leg, it can hold your right hip in place and potentially allow faster rotation of the hips. I'm not sure how weird it is to be up on my heel there. Oh, Alex, no, I appreciate any insight. Anybody that looks at things differently than me can be a great help. And I tend to be kind of devil's advocate or, pick everybody's opinion apart or whatever. And I don't know, that's I do that to a fault, but I appreciate any little comment you have or piece of insight. That's for sure. I don't always have my right knee locked out like that. I think more often righty my knee does buckle like it has here on the left hand version of it. But watch my front plant foot. through this whole thing once it plants. Comes down on toe, rocks to heel, pivots over heel, back to toe, and then keeps spinning. So it's heel, toe, heel. Or toe, heel, toe, I'm sorry. That, my right ankle is, I broke it. I broke a bone in there. And I've got a couple metal screws in my talus. And I have lack of mobility in that, so I think things that people can do with their ankle, I cannot, and that causes me knee problems sometimes. But that foot movement, I think, has helped me reduce stress on my knee. And it's not nearly as clean if I look over at what I'm doing in my lefty form. I'm just kind of smashing my foot down flat and just pivoting off the middle of it. Get an air cast. What movement helps your knee? Sep, I think it's the keeping my foot rotating so my foot doesn't get glued in place, which then would put torque up to my knee. So by going toe to heel and then back to toe, I can keep my foot continually pivoting with my upper body, and that's what reduces stress on my knee. Toe to heel and then back to toe, and just keep spinning on it the whole time. I think the heel pivot looks really good, helps finish the rotation faster. Yeah, I'm not sure there's like a whole lot of right or wrong. I do like the way that it looks. It looks clean. And I'm not falling forward. Like if you look at like after that step stops, on my righty form, I'm just kind of stepping to the side for balance, which is not a whole lot of energy lost. But on my lefty form, I'm taking a huge step forward, which means there's like more energy that I didn't put into the disc. One thing that I notice on days I do more standstills, I get slight knee thing, but it's probably from me not weight shifting, spinning on my heel properly on standstill. It's hard to do. Well, let's just go right back one and look at that. What my pivot is. Yeah, so I am doing a whole lot more flat foot there. Still rocking onto the toe to drop the knee, but then not really getting. I mean, you look at how much closer my feet are together. Yeah, I'm doing like little flat foot hops. It's actually smoother lefty there. I'm getting on my toe a little more. Well, I don't know. I finish on the toe for righty. I think especially in this standstill, it shows like how much of kind of a rubber band effect I get on that reach back. Like my reach back looks so much meaner for my right-handed form. Yeah, you look at like the shoulder relation to my chin. Tip of the shoulder is like straight under my chin on that one, and then the shoulder is like, you know, that extra bit in front of my chin on my righty form. I gotta take a leak again. Alright, I'm back. Heel definitely looks to stay higher, righty for longer. It's kind of hard to tell with the difference in the shade angle. It's just, there's something so much different right there. Like right-handed, my following arm gets ripped away from my body. You can see it like pulling backwards, and that's just that's a balance problem. So I wonder if I'm just leaning forward more. That's kind of why I shot that angle from behind. Yeah, there's the one I just even put. I left my hand in my pocket for a lefty. My hips are turning faster lefty. I'm definitely not leaning forward more for my right hand throw. I feel like I'm learning less from the footage where I was trying to just mash at full power than I was in the footage where I was throwing with more control. But this was kind of a jacked day. Man, so next time I throw lefty, I am definitely going to be thinking about my wrist. Because one of the things that I've tried to target on my righty throw is not having my wrist open quite as much. And on my righty throw, it's like this. It's like that much open. And it still does come closer to closed as I'm pulling through. But like what you're seeing on my lefty is like this. Like that's insane. That's what that habit, which I used to have even worse for my righty throw, was started from the thought of pull starting a lawnmower, which is one of the things that was like huge to breaking, or for me to like starting to learn technique and understand the most basic concepts of throwing. And it was trying to start a lawnmower. Like if I was reaching backwards to grab a lawnmower like this, behind me, that is how I would grab it. Look at my wrist angle there. If I was reaching down to pull start a lawnmower, so that in my mind is how it comes across, which is an open wrist, which is totally wrong. You'd want to be closed. You wouldn't grab a lawnmower with a handle with a closed wrist. Like as soon as you started pulling, it would start opening your wrist. That would be a loss of power. You'd want a straight or an open wrist for a pull start like that. So even though it gave me a better idea of how my arm should move, it wasn't right for how the wrist should move. My wrist does start closing right there. They're actually pretty similar wrist angles probably at that point, like once I'm hitting the power pocket, but still neither of them are as exaggerated as they could be. Like Ricky is one that really shows that off. He really coils that wrist back, adding a whole lot more spin onto his discs. Lola's just sending it. Her paw's still healing up, so she's not, like, especially playing fetch with the ball, I think is really bad because she tries to like tackle it and catch it and cut super hard and whatnot. So I have been getting her out and letting her run. And she doesn't usually chase discs, but the fact that I've not let her play fetch with the ball, she's out there just like running any way she can. At least she's not cutting and coming to hard stops, but if you have ankle problems, get an Aircast A60. I don't feel like I have ankle problems anymore, Alex. It's just, it's kind of like chunky. It's bulletproof. It feels like I can't mess up my ankle, but a lot of the things that my ankle would normally absorb are now getting transferred up to my knee because that ankle has less like flexibility and power to absorb. I'll look at it. I'll look at it still. Aircast A60. I've not heard of that before. So while I brought my Combat Ranger out there, that's what I carried my discs out to the field that day to test. I used one because I rolled my ankle so much in football. Oof. Yeah, sprains are no joke, man. I have sprained my ankle and it was way more painful than breaking it. I shattered it and it didn't hurt, but sprains were just like unbelievable. So while I was out there doing all the those some throws back and forth, I was testing. You can see this is a torrent in here. It's a Scorpius, a couple of Hurricanes, a couple of Raiders, a couple of Trespasses, a couple of D3s, a couple of Waves, and then 2 Essence, and then 4 Buzzes. That's what I was throwing out there that day. And I took this the Combat Ranger over to get some B-roll footage because I'm going to be reviewing it soon. And then while I was doing the B-roll, Lola came over, and I flipped over to shoot some still shots really quick. Now, I haven't experimented much with the still, the photo abilities of this camera, but I know it's great for that, and I was totally a camera nerd in the past. You can see on this first one, I missed focus. I pulled focus on the bag, but not Lola. It is, I was a f5, something like that. I had a polarized lens on, and that's helping getting some, or a polarizer on the lens, and that's help pulling some blue out of the sky. But for the most part, it was way too bright. So I just like jacked the settings. I think I was at like 320 shutter speed, 3/20th of a second, f5, and I think ISO 100. But then I pulled focus on Lola after that, and I think some of these just turned out great. I'm really looking forward to being able to use it as an actual taking some still shots with it. This is kind of a nasty background here. There's like an old barbed wire nasty chain link fence. There's railroad tracks back there. But the relatively limited depth of field just kind of blew all that out. Actually, I missed focus on these too, and I didn't realize till I'm looking at them just now. The focus isn't on Lola's eyes. It's still on the bag, and like her lower part of her chest is in focus. Her eyes are not. They're still pretty good other than the fact that I missed focus on her eyes. I got it on that one. How do I zoom in? Yeah, I did get focus on her eyes on that one, but the colors are so impressive. Like I was shooting JPEG plus RAW. This is not an edited RAW file. This is JPEG straight out of the camera. I'm so impressed with the colors that this thing is pulling. You can tell I told her to stay at that point. She's kind of like, why am I just standing here? I don't know. It's a cool view with the mountains in the background. I might come out here and actually use this location to do. I might do the Rovic review out there remotely. I was actually thinking of heading out into the desert. I took Friday off work, so I might go do a remote shoot for the Rovic review. You got your RP last month and you're loving it? Yeah, Chad, it's such a great camera. It's impressive. Comparing to my last camera was a Nikon D90. Still learning, but it's great. Its capabilities are pretty deep. It take a while to like really get through all of it and have them all down. I don't know. It was fun to get some shots, some still shots besides just doing a bunch of video with it. That's all I had planned for this stream, guys. If you got any other questions or comments, now's the time. Feel free to fire them. My oven just beeped at me. It's preheated. It's ready to go. I thought buying discs cost me a lot of money. Then I started looking at lenses. Yeah, especially that RF glass for the Canons is quite expensive. Patreon is in the description. Big Red, I don't think I did put Patreon in the description. I copy and pasted it earlier. Let me see if it's still in my buffer. Yeah, it is. There's your link. It's patreon.com/DolphSavick. If you want to join the Ace Hunter Club. I don't have... You're going to sign up? Awesome. Hey, I appreciate that 100%. I've got no limitations. You can sign up for just $1. You can put more than that in there if you want. I have been posting stuff on there. I've got some exclusive videos. I did a video showing off every single Innova disc I own, and some early access stuff to other videos. I put a few other things in there. I'm working on some merchandise as well, so hopefully I'll have some cool stuff for the Ace Hunters here shortly. But I appreciate the support completely, especially with pulling back on the ads on YouTube, which I just don't, I don't need to rehash all that. I guess talked about it earlier, but I'm not comfortable pasting an ad every 2 minutes or something on a video. That just doesn't make sense to me. I think if people want to support me, they'll jump on and do it on Patreon, and we'll keep the ads to a minimum. Meant to do it last time, I forgot. Yeah, no worries. It's nobody's been charged yet that has committed. I think they do it first of the month. They actually pull that stuff out. Hey, Miss Putz, how's it going? You came in right at the end here. We're just winding down. Thanks, Chad. Have a good night. Great work as always. Thanks, Big Red. Appreciate it. All right, I think that's it for the night, guys. Let me see that hemp baobab one more time. Okay. You got it. It's so sick. Yeah, I can't wait to throw it. I'm really excited that so many of these have very, very little or no tooling on the bottom. No, it doesn't feel like sandpaper. I can't feel the grit. You gotta figure it's a smooth metal mold that they pressurize, so all of the little pieces inside it, they can't protrude and stick out. They get pressed up to the smooth metal, so it keeps it smooth. The harder you throw those, the more overstable they are. Oh man, that sounds like it's gonna be fun. Psyched to give it a shot. All right, guys. Hopefully, I'll have a couple videos out pretty soon. I'm getting real close to the point that I'll do my review on the Combat Ranger. I'm loving it so far. I think it's an awesome bag, and also probably the Rovic. I think I'm gonna pop the Rovic video. I'll probably record it this weekend. So I'll have some new stuff for you soon. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll catch you